feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hi everyone, welcome. If you are new here, I'm so happy to have you. For my paid subscribers, welcome my little astronauts. So if you see behind me right now, this is the brand new project that I've been working on so hard so that you guys, whenever I'm live or doing singable channel, and you guys can enjoy my background and find it very pleasing and appealing to you. So I do hope you guys like the brand new background. As you see here, we have the moon, and it's in waning gibbous, so that will be a moonology update every time I'm live. I will always tell you and show you the different phases of the moon in a 28-year cycle. I mean, a 28-day cycle. But anyway, for today's video, we're going to be covering a lot of things. Today, we're going to be covering the California recall election with Gavin Newsom. Will he be safe? We'll also be looking at potential candidates that could become the California next governor. We're also going to be looking at as well as the Senate, and will the Senate go Republican or state Democrat lead into the midterm? Because if a Republican governor wins in California, they can replace 2 senators in California if anything was to happen to them, or they choose to resign, which could easily tip the balance of the Senate. So in case you did not know that as well, we have a lot to go through today. As well, we're going to be covering today. I'll put everything in the description below. If you are new here, everything will be timestamped in the description, along with the video from my previous reading on the recall election, which took place on March 25th, 2021. And if you are in California, please vote. Please vote. Remember, early voting already started in California, so if you have not voted, consider voting. All right, so this is what I said on March 25th, 2021. The video link is in the description below if you want to watch the long video. Here's a little summary. I said Gavin Newsom will lose the recall election. The person who replaces Newsom will be a woman. Both Democrat and Republicans have an equal winning chance at becoming governor. The race will be very competitive. The Democrats will win narrowly, or poll numbers appear to be very close, but they could potentially pull ahead by 30 points. No one will know who governor will be until last minute. Basically meaning that you won't know because the race is going to be too competitive. And by 30 points, I mean, and I'll explain this, that, okay, so example, if you are new, you don't know how California works, basically in terms of the recall election, the last time the recall election had happened, and it happened successfully, was when Arnold Schwarzenegger won in 2003, when he replaced the then Democrat governor in California with a Republican, who is Arnold Schwarzenegger, who ended up winning by 50% of the vote in terms of the recall, so he became automatic governor. However, I do want to point out one thing, though. The way California works is a little different than the way other countries work. So I'm going to quickly explain it. So if you are voting in California, or you're just watching, you're just interested in something like this, I'm going to quickly explain it to you. So just say Gavin Newsom loses and says that, yes, more people voted, 50% or more people said that they want Gavin Newsom out or removed from office. That automatically means that he's no longer the governor, which means that there will be 2 questions on the ballot, right? If you're wondering when the voting starts, or election day is September 14th, you can vote early already. So just say the first number is, removal. Removal wins, right? Okay, now we know removal. Number 1, more people voted for Gavin Newsom to win. This is the hypothetical, okay? Now, just say there's about 40 candidates actually running for California governor. This is what they need. In order to become the next governor, you need at least approximately 25% of the popular vote in order to become California's next governor. You don't need 50, you need 25. The reason for this is that if there's 40 people running, let's say each spot is a candidate, right? But let me just put up 5, right? This candidate wins, and his popular only gets 26% of the vote, right? This one gets 25, right? Candidate 2 gets 25. Candidate 3 gets 24. And these 2 get 10%, and it's divided among the rest of the 40, right? And then 5%, right? So if you see here, the 26% will win, regardless, they didn't reach a plurality, what the plurality is 50%. And the way California works is a jungle primary, the jungle contest. You can have as many candidates on the list. Whoever has the most votes wins. That's basically how that works. So, if there was a Republican running, what there's about more Republican than Democrat, you want to vote for the Democrat. So I'll tell you what Democrat is leading in the poll as of right now in terms of votes, so you know who you're voting for if you were to vote, for part two, which you have to do. By the way, you have to vote for yes or no, and if it goes to say Gavin Newsom is removed, it will go to the second part, and your vote will be counted there. Now, to say that he was to stay in office, the second part does not count, but you have to vote for both parts, okay? In case you did not know that. So everything again will be timestamped in the description below. Hi Saskin, hi Paulette, hi Clarence, hi Diva. I'm glad you guys like the new background. It actually looks amazing. Anyway, so here's some data that I capitulated together. I found data I found online that I found really interesting, and I did my own psychic intuition data, and I capitulated everything together, and here's the results. And now, this is not the tarot card reading, by the way. This is not the tarot card reading. I will be doing the tarot card reading next. But I wanted to give you the statistical standpoint where we stand right now based on my statistical data projection. So as of right now, I'm delighted to release the statistics that I've gathered on the California recall election. Removal voters are 16% more enthusiastic about voting than those voting to keep Gavin Newsom in office. In a hypothetical mashup using the 2020 election vote data and the enthusiasm gap between yes for removal and no for keep, we were able to create two hypothetical mashup by adding 60% increased turnout for removal and 16 increase for voting to keep. So I'll quickly explain that. So basically, if just say, for example, you were Hillary Clinton, right? Because this is the best way you guys are able to understand this, is I'm going to use her as an example. Okay, so just for example, we have the red as in Republican, and we have the Democrat in blue, okay? So just say, they said on the poll, this is the polling, right? The polling numbers are saying Donald Trump is only ahead by 10%. Donald Trump is only 10% chance of winning, right? 10%. Let me see, make sure you can see that. Yeah, you can see it. And just say Hillary Clinton had a 90% chance, which they did do this, by the way, 90% chance. Just say on election night, Donald Trump went up 30%. This is what happened. The 30% had to be added to Donald Trump, right? But 30% had to go from somewhere else. They had to be taken away, which means that Hillary Clinton lost a net loss of 60, right? So 60 now, 10% now become 40, right? 40% for Donald Trump, and Hillary Clinton dropped down to around 60%. That's a decrease of 30. But because this decrease, that 30% loss and 30% gain, there's a shift happening, right? The same thing happened. Let me explain it to you now. All right. So if there was 16% people who were more in favor of removal, more enthusiastic than those who were voting to keep him in power, that's a net loss of about almost 30%, exactly on mark. And the reason why it is, I'll show you how significant this is. So in the hypothetical mashup, by adding 16% increased turnout for removal and decreasing 16% for those voting to keep, you can see the race is extremely close. Should Gavin Newsom be removed, as you see, blue is yes and red is no. You can clearly see in terms of percentage, as of right now, Gavin Newsom, based on my statistics, is he stays in office narrowly. However, with the popular vote clearly reflect losses from the 2020 election results, in order for this to happen, 16% is needed for removal, plus at least 1,777,640 Democrats must move over to removal to race to be closed. And what they had found in statistical data is that people who approve of Gavin Newsom are less likely to vote in favor and keep him in office. They're more likely to stay there if they approve, but more likely to remove him. So it's pretty interesting statistic there as well. And we also have this as well, another hypothetical. In this hypothetical mashup, by adding 16% increased turnout for removal and decreasing 16% decrease for those voting to keep, but they choose not to vote, you can see the margin a lot wider for now. So Gavin Newsom in this scenario went by 57.3% to 42.7%. Right, and you can clearly see the popular vote change for the Republican, but didn't change for the Democrat. The popular vote clearly reflects the losses from the 2020 election results. In order for this to happen, voters who would have showed up to the polls would need to abstain, not show at all, or because of the coronavirus threat. However, no had the opportunity to increase the margin with more increased voter turnout. The more likely the increased voter turnout is, the more likely a Democrat is to win. The less likely for voter turnout, the more likely a Republican will win. Just kind of give you a little idea there on how this statistical data was capitulated. I basically took the 2020 election results in terms of the popular vote, detracted 16% total of the Democrat total, and 16% and added 16% to the Republican. Then I took what would have happened had those 16% from the Democrats that lost the 16% moved over for removal, and we clearly have a very competitive race. So if you don't understand how California's race is so competitive, you can understand in this graph that 16% plus 16% loss on the Democrats increases to a very competitive state, which is why California is more likely than not at any point in time to have a Republican governor again. And so here's also the polls. It's a little statistical standpoint in terms of California governor recall election. I put this on your screen. We'll be doing some tarot card reading in a moment, but I wanted to include this so you guys can see where we are at right now. So basically, based on my statistical standpoint, this is almost on par with what I have. So it's 48.8% to removal of 47.6%. It's only a 1.2% difference between the two. And you can kind of see here that only Gavin Newsom keeping is very competitive. Now it's starting to widen. I'll keep you guys updated per the week. Every weekly we do this video once a week to kind of keep you updated. As you can see here, the polls keep it only up between 12 to 3, and remove is +9. Now remember, this is a Republican effort as well, so please keep that in mind. Just say Gavin Newsom was to be removed. This would be the leading candidates. We have one Democrat leading, and then we have two major Republicans leading as well. So we'll take a nice look at that. I just wanted to tell you so you have a little bit of a background statistical standpoint so you could properly understand it. I'm glad you guys like the background. It took me 3 months to finish this, so we're finally done with it, finally. All right, so let's do the tarot card reading. I promise you, and so let's start it. Of course, if you guys are like watching, you want to come back to this, everything will be timestamped in the description below. All right, so let's act. Oh, actually, I should tell you what date this is. This is being live streamed on August 18, 2021 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you are interested in booking a reading with me, just check the description below. And here are some quick disclaimers on your screen right now so I don't get in trouble by YouTube. And let's begin. Okay, so will Gavin Newsom be recalled? So, Spirit Angel, please tell me, will Governor Gavin Newsom be recalled from the state of California? Will he be recalled? Okay. Will he be recalled from office? Will Governor Gavin Newsom be removed? Final outcome card? Okay, we don't know the final outcome yet. Okay, this is giving me like yes, no, yes, no. It's very competitive, I can tell you that. So we have the devil card, right? This is an effort to remove the governor from office, right? We all know that. We all know what this is, right? There's a kind of Republican to Trumpian type energy. This is the effort for them to remove a major Democrat from the ticket, right, from California. We have here in the past what led to Gavin Newsom removal, and not only the coronavirus scandal with him disobeying his own orders, but also the fact that he couldn't handle or properly handle climate change. So I do feel like that was one of the major driving forces here. We do have him also sensing energy around. I don't know if this is true or not. You tell me in the comment section. But I'm sensing energy that the fact that Republicans don't believe that climate change exists, and they think that the government or the state legislator in California is orchestrating events to happen, natural disaster events to happen, in order to push the message of climate change. That is what I'm sensing here from this energy card here. We have here under the devil that here the voters' election. So yes, Gavin Newsom will be recalled most likely, and it will potentially mean that it's the death of his political future. Now, it's staying consistent with what I got in March 25th, 2021. So it is consistent. I did say that Gavin Newsom will lose the recall election. It's soon to be on par with that. Let's just get one more card. Yep, he's going to be defeated. You guys all know this is the card when we always ask, will Biden become the next president? This is the incumbent card where the incumbent is having a knife shoved through the crown, which means that the incumbent is removed. So yes, I do see Gavin Newsom being replaced or being removed from office. Now, that is a little bit different than what I got in statistical standpoint. I mean, I'm a psychic, but I'm also a statistical data expert. So I want to make sure you guys have both. That there's a potential for him to stay, but also potential for him to leave, particularly in this case. My guys are telling me that he's more likely to leave, whereas the data point that Gavin Newsom more likely to stay. So, let's take a look at the next question that we're going to be asking right after the break. We're going to be asking, will California see a Republican governor in 2021? I'll see you guys in a moment. Let me know in the live chat what you guys think, who will be the next governor. Have you ever wondered how you can submit a question or a video request? Well, I will show you in this commercial how you can do that. So you go to my channel, you click on any of my uploads or any recent videos that you may see, and you go to the description. As you can clearly see, I already clicked on a previous video. You scroll down and you click right here where it says submit your question, topic, or video request here. You can also add in links and information that you would like to add in. You can ask at least 10 and you can keep resubmitting as many as you would like. You'll click that link and it will take you to my website. And this is what my website looks like. You can book a reading with me. You can find me email, other information along with my YouTube channel. You will click submit your video request here and you will click on that. And it will take you to a Google form where you guys can fill out and be able to put all your questions here. So thank you all for coming, and I'll just turn you right back to your content right now. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's ask, will California see a Republican governor in 2021? We're going to be using the Guess Who card. Let's see, okay, will it be a female? Will it be a male? And also what political party? I will also be using Uno cards as well. So we'll be doing that as well. Then we have a couple more questions as well. So don't worry. Let me know in the live chat what you guys are thinking of today's reading so far. How do you feel? What do you believe? What is your intuition telling you? Why is that not working? Okay, sorry. I apologize for the dog barking in the background. I really don't have much control over that. Okay, I did say in one of my readings, though, that Caitlyn Jenner had a high chance of becoming the next governor. All right, so, Spirits and Angels tell me, will California see a Republican governor in 2021 with the recall election in California? Will California see the very first Republican governor since 2003 with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Will this recall election bring forth a Republican governor? Okay, that's too many. Will we have a Republican governor in California in 2021? Please tell me. Okay, so we have here, like I said, this person's going to be a woman. We have Amy Reverse, and then we have Democrats. So I feel more than anything else, there's going to be a woman, for sure. It's going to be a Democrat. So it could potentially be a moderate conservative Republican as well. It could also be that, or it could be a conservative Democrat, which is the exact opposite of what a progressive in California would be. All right, let's take a little bit more of a deeper dive. Let's ask the Uno cards to see if they can confirm this. Maybe the Uno cards may tell me something different. Okay, Spirit Angel, please tell me in the state of California. In the state of California, please give me one card, please. Will California see a Republican governor in 2021 or a Democrat? Okay, so we have a Republican here. So we have conflicting information. Let's ask the Tower card. Who did the Tower card side with? Whoever has the best card will be the one who will become the next governor, Republican or a Democrat. Let's see. Spirit Angel, please tell me. Please give me one really good card or really bad card. will the Democrat in California, will there be a new Democrat or another Democrat, just to say that Gavin Newsom was to be recalled? Will there be a Democrat in office? Okay, we have 3 of Pentacles. If Gavin Newsom was to be called in the recall election in California, will he be replaced by a Republican? Give me a bad card or a good card, whatever one that has the best outcome. Okay. Damn. Holy cow. Okay, so we have. All right, so this is very competitive. I can definitely tell you right now it's very competitive. But a Democrat, we have here the 3 of Pentacles. This is the recall election card. We also have here as well is on the Republican Party ticket. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of Pentacles. What I have a feeling now, a lot of Republicans are going to go behind one specific Republican candidate, right? And what it feels as if it's going to go off into a runoff. Potentially they may be tied, and they're going to go off into a runoff. So it's going to be a race between the Republicans and the Democrats, and it feels like it's going to be going into a runoff. Now, that is a hypothetical had the Democrat was to win, and so was the Republican, they're tied to go against for the California governorship, is what I'm sensing here. If there's going to be some sense of runoff, let's kind of get more clarification here, because we do have the next question, will California see a Democratic governor? Apparently, it kind of looks like it could be either way. So let's take a look at the potential candidates to kind of see who this is. So let's see. Will California candidate Governor are followed? Caitlyn Jenner, a Republican. Kevin Fauster, a Republican. John Cox, a Republican. Larry Elder, a Republican. And then Kevin Patrick is a Democrat. He is a YouTuber just like I am. So he is running. He's an entrepreneur, very successful, very young, very good. So definitely check him out if you are considering voting. He's a really good candidate to consider voting for. Let's see. Let's take a look. We're going to do each one. We're going to take a look at each candidate and kind of see where they lie. All right, so Spirit Angels will tell me about Caitlyn Jenner. Whoever had the best card is probably most likely going to be the winner. All right, so Spirit Angels will tell me with Caitlyn Jenner, will she win the recall election in 2021 in California? Out of all the candidates that we have listed here today, will she be the one that will come out as the winner or victorious? Okay, no. Nope. All right, so let's see. Let me pull this up so I can actually see the question. So we have here Kevin Fauster for corner, a Republican. Will he become the next governor of California? Please give me the good card or the bad card. Will he become the next governor of California? One card, please. Will he win the governor race in California? Will he become the next governor of California? Will he become the next governor? Okay, we have Justice, a potentiality. He could become the next governor. Just like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I feel Arnold Schwarzenegger here. All right, so we have here John Cox, Republican. Will John Cox become the next California governor in 2021? No. Nope, John Cox, definitely not. All right, so let's see. Larry Elder. Will Larry Elder become the next governor in California? Okay, that's a little too much, but okay, so we have this upright. All right, so we have the 6 of Cups reversed. This is the fuchsia. He's going to be this brand new breaker as the first black governor in California, I believe, is what I'm sensing here. We have the Page of Swords. This card came out in the last time. I wonder, so we have Larry Elder and we have Kevin Fauster, who are more likely, the 2 Republicans are more likely to succeed Gavin Newsom. So far we have 2 Republicans, and then we're going to have, let's see, Kevin Patrick, which is the only Democrat listed here. Will Kevin Patrick become the next governor of California in 2021? Okay, there's too many cards. Will Kevin Patrick become the next Democrat governor? Okay, so we have here, he's a wild card. Because we have here the Democrat, here, the only Democrat listed here today, is that he's a wild card. There's a potential chance. I can't count him out because he's a wild card. This will be the first YouTuber as governor. So we don't know particularly what that will be. California will be making a major decision come September 14th when they vote. So I am sensing here that there will be two Republicans facing off potentially. Then we have here as well as we have the unpredictable Democrat who potentially could outshine the rest of the candidates. So what we're going to do now that we know the three top ones, which is Kevin, Larry Elder, and Kevin Patrick, we're going to put them in a hypothetical three card race and kind of say, okay, so who will be the one out of those three people who will be more likely than not to become the next governor? Let's kind of do that way, let's do like a little another round. All right, so Spirit and Angel, tell me, out of the three people, Kevin Falconer, Larry Elder, and Kevin Patrick, who will become the next governor? Give me one card. Okay, so we have here, he is Kevin Falconer, a Republican. For Larry Elder, will he become the next governor of California? Okay. And Kevin Patrick, the only Democrat here, will he become the next governor of California? Okay, one more card. Okay, and then one more card for this to kind of get a little more information. Okay, thank you. Let's take a look. All right, so just to kind of recap here, we have Kevin Falconer, John Cox, and Larry Elder, and of course Kevin Patrick. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say John Cox. So we have here for Kevin Falconer, which is a Republican running. We have here there's going to be some pushback, a lot of pushback. He might even say the election results were fraud to kind of pull another Trump. He is very close to Kevin McCarthy. We have here as well, we have the reverse tower. A lot of people wouldn't be surprised if he was to become the next governor, that he will be the next in line, so to speak, that he would not be a surprise, he will not be an upset. He also does not have enough support in order to even reach or beat two of these other candidates. So I do see if Kevin Falconer were to run against these three candidates, he will lose. We have here Page of Cup. However, because these candidates are so competitive, he might actually just narrowly take it by one vote. So for Larry Elder, who's another Republican, we have here it's the Two of Pentacles reversed. If he was to be in a three-way race, he will be able to defeat both this guy and Kevin Patrick, which is the Democrat here. We have the Queen of Cups. He was the woman. Potentially he may have a lot of feminine energy coming through as a woman, even though he has a lot of masculine vibes in terms of looking at him. He potentially may be that woman. He may not be necessarily an actual woman. It could be metaphorical, is what spirit guides may be saying, right? We have here as well is for the third guy, which is Kevin Patrick, which is the Democrat. Out of the three people, will he be able to defeat them? We have the Hierophant. He's going to be seen as someone who's immature and doesn't have a lot of experience in government yet. He's going to be very competitive, but out of the three people, he's going to have to really make the choice and be able to convince his subscribers on YouTube to come out and vote for him specifically. However, then he's not going to be able to have enough turnout. So if anything, I will stay out of these three. Larry Elder will most likely become the next governor as of right now. This could very well change with the energies and people are voting. So whoever comes out to vote in terms of turnout, Larry Elder as of now will become the next governor. I would definitely say put your money on it. It most likely will be a Republican as of right now. Yeah, most likely will be a Republican. So let's take a look at another question as well, is why is the Senate race, why is California so important for the Senate? And the reason for that is Dianne Feinstein is about 88 years old, and anything could potentially happen. She could potentially die, pass away, resign from office. And so whoever's in office at the time in terms of the governorship can appoint a brand new senator to that position, which means that just say a Republican like Larry Elder goes in, he can appoint a Republican and the Senate flips Republican. So we can take a look at that and see, it kind of give us an extra pointer and just kind of see, okay, where does the Senate stand currently leading into the midterm, right? Remember, whoever wins this governor race only has 1 year left. until the midterm. So the governor race will be up again in 2022. So, but that can make all the difference because remember, a Senate appointment is a 6-year term, which means that even if we have a Republican for 1 year, they can appoint a Republican in power, and that Republican will be representing California for 6 years, even though the Californian people never voted them in. Just a little FYI. So let's take a look. Will the Senate go Republican in 2021 into early 2022? Okay. Will the Senate go Republican in 2022? Let's take a look. Excuse me, not the midterm spirit. Will the Senate go Republican in 2021 into early 2022 before the midterms election? We have Republican. Okay, let me just get confirmation from Uno. Can you answer the question? Okay. We have all Republican here. Out of all the Democrats, we only have two. We have a Democrat here. We have a progressive Democrat. I'd say anything. It looks more than anything else as of right now. There might be a Republican Senate leading into 2021 and 2022. So we will probably end up losing the Senate early before the midterm. And that could be very bad for us going into that. So if you are a Californian, you have not voted, vote. Clearly, it's telling me here that it's a lot more competitive than what you think. Okay. So we have here, let's take a look at the Senate now. Will the Senate go Republican? And I apologize for the dogs in the background. We have the Empress card reversed. A lot of people, because Kamala Harris is no longer in office, it has shaked a lot of things up in California and has put California in the forefront of everything because of it. But she's also the first woman breaking the barriers for women in the vice presidency, but it had also hindered California as they had put California on the radar again for the Senate. We have here as well as we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of wands reversed. And what this is telling me that there isn't enough competitiveness from the Democrats because they always think that their state is always going to go Democratic. But what they don't realize is because of the stationary mindset that, oh, my state's always going to vote blue no matter what, it feels as if this time around it potentially could go Republican. And it's all because of the mindset thinking. Now, remember, I told you that California had a Republican governor in 2003 with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And California was a very competitive state going up until Barack Obama. It was only won by Democrat by 10%. Right? So it is very competitive. We have here as well as we almost have the 9 of wands here. It's telling me is that it's going to be by a narrow margin. So if the Republicans were to take back the Senate in early 2001, leading to early 2022, it will be very narrow, like 51. And I feel like 2 seats for them, but in 2 different states. Could be 1 from California, 1 from another area. We have here as well as we have the 5 of Cups reversed, and it told me that there is a potential loss that the Republicans are gonna lose 3 but gain 2, basically a net loss of 1. We have here as well as we have the Ace of Pentacles. It's almost like a gift in disguise for the Democrats because they're gonna be able to use this to fire up the midterms. For the Democrats to get more energy on the Democratic side leading to the midterm election. The Democrats will have a lot more strength leading into the midterm. We have here as well, although the Senate had 1 Republican representing California, the voters and the people in California are going to work and make sure that they get out the vote to make sure that when this Senate is up for re-election, this person will be out of office. We have here by that time Biden won't be in office, so potentially Dianne Feinstein may have run probably recently, and so her term is going to be for quite a long time. So whoever replaces her will potentially have a long time before they're replaced. So I am seeing that here that it is fuel for the Democrats in the midterm, although it may hurt us short term. So please vote. Go vote. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of today's video. Do you find it informative? Do you like my background and stuff like that as well? again, like I always said, I always have your best interests in mind. I always keep you updated. We'll be doing these videos once a week leading up to the election in California. So do expect another update next week. All right, guys. I love you. I'm so happy to have you. Thank you all for coming. I do appreciate all that you have done. I appreciate all of you. I love you and have a very beautiful night. I'm glad you like it, Doris. Bye, guys.